Hola, today I'm going to be reviewing George Orwell's Animal Farm. I know a lot of people have to read this in school or like high schools. I never did, so I had never read it. I've been meaning to read it for years and years and years since high school. Just never gotten around to it. And I decided to, this is going to be part of my Christmas. It's one of the books from my Christmas haul. So I finally read it. I read it in a day. I mean, it's really short, and it's not super difficult. I mean, it's written very plainly, but I really enjoyed that because, and this is my first Orwell, by the way. Never had to read 1984. Haven't read it. Haven't read any of his other works, but I've been kind of inspired by hearing about it from multiple booktubers who talk about George Orwell all the time. So I started here because it seemed the smallest, and it's really popular. 4 stars. I mean, I think really, really well done. Very interesting, very entertaining. I like the whole idea. I like the way it ends. The pigs and people. I mean, like what? Who's who? Very well done. I mean, can you spoil this? I feel like this is something that's like spoiler proof. Maybe not. I guess not. But I feel like this is something you read more for the ideas and just like the attack on the idea than you do for like plot reasons. But really good. I feel like this is perfect. Like this is like a good example of like how writing can do social work, or how it can be used as a tool to like expound philosophies or to attack ideas or situations. And I understand why this is taught in schools so much, so often. And I can see why it got banned in certain places. Lots of places. Really good book. The only reason I wouldn't give it a 5 is just that last little bit of like just emotional punch of really making me feel like uplifted. Not uplifted necessarily, but it didn't hit me the same way that I think other 5-star books that I've assigned 5 stars, because I am the one who decides, all books, whether they're 5 stars or not. But for me, that 5th star, both in the quality of the writing and, if everything else measures up, the quality of writing, interesting ideas, good concepts, the devices in how the writing is structured, if all those are equal, then that 5th star is kind of assigned based on an ability to really hit me, either intellectually or emotionally, and kind of provide something like, oh, I'm going to think about this, or I'm going to kind of ruminate on it for a while. And this is good, and I think you can think about it, and you can, really get into it. It just didn't, it was that lacking, just like that little oomph to get it right over the top of the mountain there. But it definitely 4 stars, solid. If you've never read it, I highly suggest reading it. It's a very fun, well, I mean, that sounds weird. It's fun to kind of get into it and read it in an afternoon and just sort of be like, oh, okay, like that makes sense. And it moves right along, and I really, really enjoyed it. So, sorry this one's so short, but it makes up for how long my other ones are. It's a short book. Can't say enough good things. Very good book. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I'm now very interested in reading more Orwell. If you're an Orwell fan, if you'd like to give me some suggestions about where to go next. I mean, I know obviously 1984, but if there's something you think I should read before that, let me know. Otherwise, I'll probably just go to 1984 and then continue from there. As always, happy reading and have a good life.